It is. That worked perfectly for.
Maybe take some of the jelly out here. Let's do it this way. There you go. I bet it'll work better.
No, it's too low now. Let's see. That's all
I
right.
actually think that's gonna work as long as Tim doesn't touch it. I think we're all good.
Is he there?
This morning, am I in a good spot?
You're in a good spot.
This morning, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to talk about a subject that a lot of people have misinformation regarding. Reverse mortgages. Who here is familiar with what reverse mortgages are? Everyone raise their hand. Oh, just about.
We're educated.
You're doing your job.
I'm doing my job, all right. Well, reverse mortgages have a number of useful purposes that a lot of people aren't aware of. A reverse mortgage is a regular mortgage. The only difference is you do not make a monthly payment. The payments are accrued inside the loan, and when the person leaves the property, whether it be by moving or by their demise, then the loan payments are made, either by refinancing the home or selling the home. A lot of people believe that there's misinformation that on a reverse mortgage that it reverts to the bank or the government owns their home afterwards. The home is owned by the individual who is on the loan. All it is a loan, but because of the features of it, people get it confused. It's just a regular loan, just like if you were to have a regular loan, an FHA, a VA, or conventional loan that you make monthly payments on. It's just reversed, a mortgage with no payments. Now, there are a number of benefits. How does this benefit a person? Well, two ways that a person can use reverse mortgages to their benefit. If you are living in a home and you're 62 years or older, now, and this is something to keep in mind for your parents, because there's a lot of, especially a lot of misinformation been given to seniors about this product. There could be a situation when people have lived in a home forever, it's almost paid off or has a low balance on it, and they want to keep the home, but now they've retired. Their retirement income is lower than what their payments or income was, of course, when they were working. And some people, there's a lot of people today who retire just on Social Security.
Yes.
And they can no longer afford the payments. Well, by getting a reverse mortgage, they can live in that home and not have a mortgage payment. So like in my mother's instance, my mother has Social Security, she has just a few couple of rental properties, but it's not enough really for her to live on the way she needs to. Her mortgage payment is $1,000 a month. By getting a reverse mortgage, that's like getting a $1,000 a month raise because she no longer has to make that monthly payment. So it allows a person to stay into a home. A situation where you have an older couple, and say, for instance, the husband passes away. Your mom wants to stay in the home, but in a lot of instances, when one of them passes away, the man usually, in most cases in previous history, the husband has had the larger retirement income. He's passed away, and they didn't set it up so that the mom still gets a portion of his income after his retirement, after he passes away. She no longer can afford the house. But again, this is the family home. She doesn't want to have to sell it and move out. Well, this is a perfect time to look at a reverse mortgage because she can now live in the home without making a monthly payment. Now, another area where reverse mortgage is really effective in our area is we have a lot of people that retire from Minnesota. And other areas where it's 20 degrees below right now, and we're sitting at about 55. And they sell a home in Minnesota that may be a $500,000 home there. Well, a $500,000 home in Minnesota is not a $500,000 home in Sedona. So, but they move here in order to be in a position where they do not have a mortgage payment, they end up purchasing a home which may be less than desirable to them. But they say, but this is where I want to live, and they'll buy a home maybe that's less expensive. Well, with a reverse mortgage, you're looking at a 50% down situation. So, a lot of people are coming here and they're buying, say, a $400,000 home because that's what they were able to cash out of in Minnesota. And then the phone rings. But here, they could buy an $800,000 home and still not have a mortgage payment. An $800,000 home is most likely going to be even better than what they had at the $500,000 home in Minnesota. So it puts them into a position of not feeling that, well, we have to lower our standards in order to purchase a home in Sedona. They can still purchase a home that lives up to the standards that they are accustomed to. Yes, sir.
Just a question, how far does the equity have to go before they stop? 80%? So you're saying they can put half down, but at some point it reaches the value and...
No, that there is no mortgage payment until they either move out of the home or they pass away, whenever they leave the home. So I was talking to a person the other day. They said that their aunt had her reverse mortgage for over 15 years. So she's lived mortgage free for over 15 years. Now what happened in that particular situation, it was more like about 10 years, but she had gotten her home appraised around the 2005, 2006 area. They were talking about why this particular situation, the house is going back to, the bank is taking it. Because in around 2005, 2006, a home here may have appraised for $1 million. So she was able to get I'm just use that as an example, $500,000 reverse mortgage. Well, now that same home is only worth $500,000. But this home has accumulated a lot more interest against it. Just hold it up here. Has accumulated a lot more interest against it. So now the home, in this particular instance, the home is worth less than what the mortgage is that's against it. So in this particular case, you're going to let the bank have that home back because there's no equity in it to sell. But under normal circumstances, now that we're in a normal market, when a home is appraised, it'll be appraised at a much better value than it has been in the past. And it's going to allow, in most instances, the heirs will still have money at the end of the situation, because a home today that's say worth $500,000, they get and they only owe about $250,000 against it. They can get a mortgage, have no monthly payments. It's going to accrue. I did the numbers yesterday for a couple. On a $200,000 loan, the interest is accumulating at about $800 a month. So 6 years down the road, that accumulated up to about $60,000. So what that means is, on this $400,000 house today that they got a $200,000 mortgage against, in the future, if in 6 years they had to, the heirs now receive the home, there would be $260,000 owed against the home. But now 6 years from now, a $400,000 home would have appreciated in value. But let's say that it had not. In this particular instance, the heirs still will have 260 minus 400. If it stayed the exact amount, they'd still have $140,000 in equity at the time of that they receive their inheritance. So a reverse mortgage is a tool that many people today can utilize in order to keep your mothers, your fathers, and grandparents in the home, the family home that they've had forever. A reverse mortgage, everything is tied to the equity within the home. So income is not an issue, credit is not an issue. You could have had a bankruptcy or a foreclosure, does not matter. This is a program that has been put together by the government to help people stay within their homes. Since there's no monthly payment, there really is not a credit qualifying situation that's needed for that particular mortgage. So if your parents, grandparents are on Social Security, they have very low income, they have this home, this is a way that they can maintain that home. Any questions? Yes.
When is the money due back? How long after someone, let's just say someone dies?
Okay. So what happens is, when a person passes away, the heirs have 12 months to make a decision of what they're going to do with that home. Again, it's only a mortgage. You just need to come up with a way to pay off that mortgage, whether it be to sell the house. If the heirs decide, well, we want to keep the home in the family because it's the family home, well, then you just refinance it, pay off the mortgage, and now you just have a regular mortgage to pay. But you have 12 months to do that.
Wow.
In the meantime, the reverse mortgage payments inside the whole package, they're being accrued to the
Accrued.
bank. Yeah,
Right.
Okay, but still,
Right.
that's
So
pretty
the heirs
cool.
do not have to start making payments.
12 months, that's
Right.
neat.
What if it doesn't sell in 12 months?
You got a problem.
Then they can take it back, or?
You know, I have to find out what the answer is
Yeah.
to that.
I
But
think you have
but
to
at 12
respond.
months, well,
Then you
again,
have to.
but again, if you're in the instance that I had, let's say it was 400,000, never went up. 6 years later, it owes 260,000. Okay, if it's worth 400, drop it to 350, 300.
Come on, you can't sell this house? I know you can.
We can do it,
Yeah, I'm sure.
no
we'll,
problem.
We'll send them to Kathy. Anyone in that situation, you send them to Kathy, and we'll have
We'll get it
them.
solved.
Tim and Kathy will make it happen.
Yeah.
All right. So, any other questions?
No, but that's
How do the
cool.
rates compare to a regular?
It's 4.5% right now on a reverse mortgage.
And so even somebody could refinance right now, as long as they have 50% equity in the
Right.
home
Correct.
and to okay.
But I know of a person who they didn't have, because now what happens if you want to do one, you want to refinance, and you do not have enough equity? Well, I know, then what you need to do is that person, you bring in the cash to bring it down to that amount.
Right.
I know of a person over in the, by the golf course over there on the Ridge, they had to bring in $90,000. So what they did is took the $90,000 out of their IRA, paid it down, but their payment before that was $3,500 a month. They've had that mortgage for 4 years.
With
So
no
they've-
payment.
With no payment. So they've saved about $140,000
Wow.
over the 4 years. So even though he had to put up 90 up front,
Right.
he's still in a much better condition. He's in very good shape.
Yeah,
He's
and
probably going to be around,
the
a
budget-
long time.
the budget works,
He's
yeah.
now definitely ahead of the game. Where, if he had kept the mortgage he had,
Oh my God.
that would have been $140,000 out of his IRA because that's what he lives on.
Gotcha.
So,
Now, if you have more than 50% equity in your house, could you cash out
absolutely.
some?
Say for instance, the couple that I was talking to yesterday, here's the situation, they're getting married. The daughter lives with the mother. The mother's home is free and clear. The mother is willing to help them. He just had he has a year left on a waiting period from a foreclosure. They want to try and get a place today because they're going to be getting married soon. So I came up with the idea because they said the mother's willing to help us with a down payment. I said, well, how much is she willing to help you with? Oh, about $50,000. Okay. Well, why not have her put a mortgage against a reverse mortgage against her home? Because even with the $50,000, he can't qualify for a loan. They cannot buy a home today.
Right, right.
So let's get your mother to do a reverse mortgage against her home, get a $200,000 cash out because all they're doing is looking for a $200,000